Well, my mom's dead. Ignore the dog. He's living his life. So this didn't happen recently. She died in 2006. So I'm just going to give you guys the rundown, the story, my feelings, how it's affected me, things like that. Things of that nature. So I came into the world in 1998. Yay. Um, and she was probably she was 30 something when she had me. So I was like the later child. She had my brother way earlier. My brother is significantly older than me. I'm 26. He's like 41. So there's the age difference there. I was living with my mom. It was me, my mom, my brother, my grandpa, and then my grandpa passed away in 2002. So it was me, her, and my brother. And then a few years later, 2006, that's where she passed. She just started getting sick, and she thought she had a stomach ulcer, but she really had colon cancer. And everyone was telling her, you should go to the doctor, blah, 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 blah. And, I'm assuming because I don't know if she had insurance or she just didn't think it was that big of a deal. But by the time she went, she was in stage 4. And then I think they were saying that they told her she had a few months to live, and she maybe lived like a month or something, or a few weeks. I don't know. She died pretty quick. I don't remember the specifics, but I just know the doctor said one time frame, and she died very shortly. Very shortly. Um, she died not at that time frame, way before that time frame that he had gave. And I remember, I think I knew she was gonna die. I don't know. I knew she was sick. I think I just had a feeling. And I know my aunt came back and she said that yeah, that my mom died, because I think I asked if I was when we were going to visit her, and she just said that she died or whatever. And I don't even remember this, but I asked my aunt now, like, what I said, and she said, I said, why did God take away my mom? So, yeah, yay. And then, we went to McDonald's, and I cried, and I cried, and I cried. I was like, oh my God, damn. So I moved in with my aunt, and I lived with her for 4 years from 2000. Was it 4 years? 2006. I lived with her 6 years. Excuse me. I lived with her 6 years. I lived in Arizona for 4 years because we were in California at the time. And then, when in 2008, my grandma died. And my aunt, I guess she just wanted to start fresh, so we moved to Arizona. So my mom got cremated, right? And we had her ashes at first because I remember I used to have it in my room. And then I don't know if I didn't notice or we moved, and I don't know what happened, but I think as we were moving from California to Arizona, my aunt gave my mom's remains to my godmom. And I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. She gave the remains to my godmom because I think my aunt just isn't one of those people that she don't like dead people in her house, I guess. Like, I think it was just like she just didn't want her remains like that. She just didn't. It probably just didn't sit right with her, I'm assuming. And I think my godmom asked for it. She's just like, yeah, fuck it, here. And me and my godmom had falling out because I was supposed to go for the holidays. I'm gonna try to summarize this real quick because my videos are always so fucking long. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I need to eat something and my body's retaliating against me. I'm sorry I keep closing my eyes. It's because I'm thinking, and then like this fucking ring light too. It's a bitch. But I wanna look good. Let me think. Okay. I was supposed to go down there one holiday, and usually I lied about my age to fly, but she didn't tell me to lie about my age this particular time, so I proceeded not to. I was like, oh, I'm 12 or I'm 11 or whatever. And they're like, oh, you are an unaccompanied minor. you would need to pay $100. Mom was like, I don't got that shit. She called my godmom. My godmom was like, I don't got it. And my godmom was like, I can't believe she didn't have $100, which I'm just like, bro, you didn't have it either. I told my aunt, she said that. I guess my aunt called her and probably said some words. I don't really know. But I know after that, my godmom didn't really talk to me. And over the years, especially after I got sent to Virginia in 2012, I was like, yo, I want my mom's remains, you know, because it was just like a closure thing for me, because like she's dead. That's all the fuck I have. I know people be like, oh well, I mean, you're supposed to just remember her memory, and her physical body is not but what do they say? They say like her physical body isn't what's important. It's like her memory and her spirit or whatever. The body is just whatever. Which, yeah, I get that. But also like, okay, well then if that's the case, when we die, just throw the body in the ditch, right? The body doesn't matter, right? Right? Alright. Like your mom dies, we're just gonna throw her in the ditch. We're just gonna throw her in the trash. The body doesn't matter, right? So like, you know, like I said, I get it to a degree, but at the same time, personally for me, I find it disrespectful to say that. Because I'm like, especially people that haven't lost people like that, I'm like, bro, you don't even know. You don't know, bro. Fuck. And I just feel like I had this lack of support. It wasn't like, oh, my mom died and it was hard, but I had my dad and he was supportive. I didn't know who the hell he was either. And then I lived with my aunt, and then I got sent away to my cousin. And then my cousin just fucking gaslit me and then act like I wasn't good enough because I was light-skinned. And she would always be like, oh, you're trying to be white, and you're white, and you're not really black, and you should be proud to be black, but you're not really black. And it was just stupid. Like, it was just dumb as hell. So I don't feel like I really had support from my family. I felt very, very, very abandoned. And the fact that my mom had died, and I felt like that was the only person that would be nice to me. Not to say that my other family members wouldn't be nice to me at times, but I don't know. I just feel like, that was my mom. That connection was different because it was my mom. So, yeah, well, it is what it is. Trying to think what else. Okay, so I wanted her remains back. My godmom wasn't talking to me. And someone told me to apologize to her, but they didn't understand the situation because they thought there was a situation where I was mad at her. She wouldn't let me go over to my friend's house. And I texted my friend saying, oh my God, my godmom's being a bitch. And my stomach was hurting, so I was scrolling through my photos. I wasn't trying to just be defiant and stay up. I literally just couldn't sleep. So I was just going through my phone. And she got all pissed off. She saw that I was up. She's like, fuck you doing up? And she saw my phone. She saw I called her a bitch. Batch. She saw I called her a batch. And then she told my aunt I got in trouble and blah, blah. So, like, the person that told me to apologize thought she stopped talking to me because of that. That happened 2 years prior. That was not the reason why. So, the reason why was because the $100 thing. And so yeah, I apologized on some bullshit. And she was like, oh, I think about you every day, blah, blah. She said, I don't know, she pulled some shit out her ass, I don't know. And I wanted to know what my mom's last words were. Okay, so far as the ashes, she said something about she had a surprise for me. I don't know what the hell that meant, so I'm like, what the hell are you going to do with an urn? But now looking back, I'm like, I don't know, I guess you could turn it into a diamond or something. I don't know. I don't know. I think it was some bullshit. So I asked her what my mom's last words were, because every time I asked anybody in my family, they would just be like, I don't know, I wasn't there, like it wasn't that important to them, I don't think they gave a shit. So I asked her, and she proceeded to tell me all this extra shit. Her words were, because she's a nurse, right? Yeah, I was cleaning up your mom, and I was like, damn, Paula, you're shitting on yourself. You can't even go to the bathroom anymore, because her organs and stuff were failing. And I'll tell my aunt that. My aunt was just like, what does that have to do with, her last words? Why was she, And, it was like, she just thought it was silly because it had nothing to do with it. But for me, I was trying to communicate that, like, it felt very, I don't know if the word's vindictive. I don't know if that's the correct way to use this word. I'm sorry if I'm slurring my words. I'm hungry. My brain's not functioning that well. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people, for some reason, will try to defend her. And I'm just like, I didn't ask for details about how her organs were failing and this fucked up picture of how my mom was suffering leaving this planet. That's not what I asked for. I just asked what she said. So she said that. I think she said some other shit, but I was in shock and upset that she had said what she had said about my mom shitting herself and her saying, "Oh, you shitting yourself, can't go to the bathroom anymore." Like, it just felt very nasty that she said that. It felt very mean spirited, felt very just like she's supposed to be the elder, and it was like very immature. Can I say immature? I don't know. What do you think? You think it was immature, or what do you think it was? I don't know how to describe it. I just think it was nasty. It was just mean spirited to me. Um, she said some more shit, and she said, and I don't even know if this was my mom's last words for real. I don't know. Because it sounded like she just tacked it on, like it wasn't really what she said. She said that my mom said, "Tell Monica I'm sorry that I can't be here." I don't know if she said that or not. I mean, whatever it is, what she did. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't say that in a way of like, fuck her, she did, but like, I think I'm nonchalant about her death because it's just like, it's me trying to not let it affect me. And also it just seems like the people around me just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, oh, well, fuck it, you know? Um, So I was upset. I was crying, and my cousin came home, and I went to her, and I was crying, and she started yelling at me, and she was like, "Why would you ask that, knowing it would make you upset?" Like, she wasn't like, "Oh, I don't know why she would say that. I'm sorry." She was not comforting. My family is not the type to comfort. They're the type to be like, "It's your fault, bitch. Fuck, you're stupid. I don't know why you do things. Your feelings aren't valid. Fucking go somewhere and make up my bed." My cousin would make me, like, if I would get in trouble, she would make me clean her room and shit. She would go clean my room. I mean, that's not what happened this time, but I don't know. I just did. um, I'm trying to think what else. I feel so crazy because I'll be like real flat and I'll be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's just how it is. Like, I don't know. That's how I rolls. So yeah, and then I was trying to keep in contact with my godmom, and she fell off again. I think some similar happened. I think my cousin reached out to her. Oh, my godmom also was acting like she wanted to come to my graduation, but I think this happened a little bit after. Like a few months or a year after, she popped up out the blue. All of a sudden, she was like, "Oh, I want to come to your graduation." And I'm like, "The fuck? Like, where the fuck have you been?" And, you know, I think my cousin reached out to her and was like, "I don't want you starting no shit." And then I just never heard from her again. Okay, so fast forward, I've been trying to reach out to her, message her on Facebook, add her on Facebook. She keeps denying my Facebook request or whatever. I try to call her, the number keeps going to voicemail. Like, she's just avoiding me, ignoring me, whatever. And, you know, I would always get readings, and pretty much every psychic was like, they either couldn't tell. Some of them gave me a refund because they're like, "I honestly can't even tell if she has them or not. Something shady there, but I can't tell you for sure. So here's your money back." I don't know. But most of them were like, "Yeah, she don't have them. She discarded them a long time ago." Blah blah blah. There was one, and he was real adamant. Like, and he's like, it was the guy that I got my reading from the first time, like the first time I ever got readings. Um, and anytime that would come up, he was very adamant that she still had them. I was like, well, you know, because sometimes psychics aren't tarot readers, whatever. Psychic. Every time I said psychic, I think of the phone, and I'm like, I don't want to use that now. I don't want to say psychics. Mediums, I don't know what you would call them besides a psychic, but whatever. The tarot reader, but he was very adamant that like she had them. But you know, tarot readers are not 100% all the time, and literally everyone else is like, yeah, it's gone. So I was like, oh, yeah, maybe it is what it is. I hope it's not my boyfriend coming home. He's gonna be so loud. He's gonna be like, "I'm gonna play Call of Duty," and he's gonna start screaming and stuff. Sorry, I'm just looking to see if that's him or not because I hear music and stuff and I don't know if it's. Oh, the dog's not barking, so I guess it's not him. Whatever. Alright, so fast forward. I'm trying to think if anything happened in the between time. It was just me going through a lot of emotional stuff. And for one, I didn't have my mom's ashes, and it didn't seem like anybody cared. Um, a lot of times, my family, I felt like, used my mom. They either talked bad about her, and she might not have made the best decisions, so I'm not going to say she's all innocent, where, but it still hurts, you know? Um, to hear that maybe your mom shouldn't have been a mom, maybe your mom wasn't ready to be a mom, or I'll ask my brother what's his fondest memory. He says he has no good memories of him with my mom. It's just like, damn, so I just come from a piece of shit. Like, come on now. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that much about her. The little bit that I do know about her, I don't think she was the most responsible with things. But I think she was a sweet person from what I know. But what the hell do I know? I guess I don't know anything. Yeah, so either that, they would say, oh, like if I did something wrong, they would always throw up, your mom's rolling in her grave. My cousin, I think she can see stuff to a degree, like spirit orb. She might be able to communicate a little bit. But one time I was with this guy and I was so tired of my cousin gaslighting the fuck out of me all the time and being on the bullshit. Um, I was going to move in with him. And I didn't really want to, but I just wanted to get away from my cousin. Because everyone was always trying to be like, oh, well, that wouldn't be a good decision. And luckily, it worked out a few months later. I was just able to get my own stuff. So luckily, I didn't have to move in with him. That wasn't the only way. Because later on, it worked out. But at the time, I thought, like, yo, maybe I should just move in with him. Just to get away from her. And you know, they were like, oh, what are you going to do? Just get knocked up and get pregnant, and then what are you going to do? And blah, 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 blah. Even though birth control is an option. Whatever. I wasn't doing that stuff at that time anyway, so it didn't matter. So, yeah, I ended up not leaving. I ended up saying I felt really defeated, but then I felt scared. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to fuck up. But at the same time, I was like, damn. I'm stuck here though. This is fucked up. And they were telling me like, oh, you don't know how to do stuff. You don't know how to write a check. It's like, did you teach me how to write a check? I'm like, bro, you're looking at me crazy. Like, you don't know how to do anything. I'm like, damn, do I have to teach myself how to do everything? Like, bro, come on now. I guess. Uh-oh, the dog's barking. I hope he's just barking at another dog. My boyfriend wants me to cook. Man, I'm about to get me some DoorDash. Maybe I cook later, but I'm hungry right now. I don't know when he coming. Anyway, okay, what else is happening? Yeah, they would say my mom was rolling in her grave. When I was going to move out with my boyfriend at the time, my cousin said that my mom said, what the fuck she said? My mom said that she was happy that I didn't move out with him or something like that. And I remember just feeling like, oh my god, if she said that, I'm like, bro, do you see what she's doing? Like, bro, I'm like, you don't see her gaslighting me and shit? Like, you just think it's okay? You just think I should just sit here and take it? Like, but I think she was just pulling shit out her ass. I don't think my mom really said that. Maybe she did, but I don't think so, because homegirl lie a lot, so I think it's bullshit. What else? When I got kicked out, I snuck to see my ex, and my aunt got pissed. And she smacked me upside the head. Because that's what you do. That's what you do. And hey, what you doing out here with that boy? So she's beating shit outside my head. And we got inside. And she said some shit like that I was going to end up like my mom. Because my mom didn't listen to them either. But it was pretty much like they were telling her, you should go to the hospital because I think there's something wrong. And she's like, no, that's cool. And then she went, she died. So I think that's what that was being implied. I was like, fuck it, I hate my life, so yeah, I hope I do, you know? I hope I do. I probably, dang it, I should have been censoring myself more. This video probably ain't going to get seen now because I cussed and said all these things. And oh well. Oh well, we'll see who watches this. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. It was a whole bunch of like, oh, your mom's rolling in her grave, and oh, you're gonna be like your mom. Don't sleep with two guys at the same time if you want a baby, because I don't know if it was like she was in a relationship situationship with one guy and they broke up and went to another, or she was literally fucking with two guys at the same time. I don't know, but we don't know who my dad is because one of those two things happened. It just is what it is. But I just feel like either she's being talked about negatively, or it's her death is used as a weapon against me. Anyway, going back to the ashes, right? I went to California a few times for a trip, and this one time I went, and I went to go do a float. I don't know if you guys know what a float is. It's like sensory deprivation tank, I think it's called, where you're just floating there. It's a tank. You get into it, you close the door, and it's just black. And I think it's supposed to be similar to like how you were in the womb to a degree, because like, you know, there's no outside interference or anything. It's just you floating in the water. I liked it. It was cool. But I was in this neighborhood, and I think she was in Paramount. This wasn't Paramount. I don't know where the hell I was at. I was somewhere. But the houses reminded me of like my godmom's neighborhood. And, you know, I had been trying to look up like to try to figure out if she was living in the same house. From what I could tell, she was. I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna go. So the next day, I paid an Uber, and I Ubered 40 fucking minutes away from where I was staying. And I got there, and I was knocking. I rung the little doorbell, and it was like a Ring doorbell. And the lady was like, hello, who's this? And I was like, oh, does Selena live here? And they kept asking me who this is. And I kept saying, does Selena live here? So I'm like, I'm not going to tell you who I am. Clearly she does, because, you know, you would just say, oh, no, she don't live here or whatever. But she kept asking who this was. So I was like, oh, well, clearly she does. But I didn't think that. I just kept getting angry. I was like, my first thought was just like, I'm not going to tell you who I am. I'm not going to waste our time. Like, if Selena don't live here, I shouldn't have said her name. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Fuck it. If she don't live here, if she don't live here. And so you don't need to know who I am if she don't live here. Ooh, I can't believe I said her name. I was trying not to, but it doesn't matter. Who the fuck cares? I don't care. What if I get sued for defamation or something? I mean, how's it defamation? It's facts. That's what happened. It's facts. I tripped myself out, yo. I'm just having a good time. It's like, this stuff is traumatic, but I'm making myself laugh. I don't know if I make y'all laugh or y'all just think I'm obnoxious. I don't know, but I'm making myself laugh. It's funny. It's what happened. So yeah, I was like, but she was like, yeah, she does. Who is this? I was like, oh, I'm her goddaughter. I would like to speak with her. And the lady was like, okay, well, she'll be home. What, in an hour or something? I don't even think it was an hour. I think she said 30 minutes. And I was walking around the neighborhood. 30 minutes pass. An hour passes. 2 hours pass. I think I waited for 3 fucking hours, bro. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna sit here and wait it out. I came all this way. It's been 13 fucking years. I'm gonna wait it out. By the 3rd hour, I was like, bro, she ain't coming. Like, I was like, fuck it. And I felt real defeated. And as soon as I hit the request button for the Uber, she pulls in. I was like, oh shit. And she tries to be like, oh, hey, I didn't know you were coming. Why you didn't let me know you were coming? Why you didn't reach out? Oh, your family told you to delete my number? Is that what happened? Like, she was just bullshitting me. I was like, all right, whatever. And I was like, hey, I was wondering. I was like decent about it because I didn't know how I was gonna come about it. Like, I be wanting to be gangsta and shit, but like for real, I'm not really gangsta. Like, I just be wanting to be gangsta, but I'm, I'm passive. I'm like, I don't like confrontation. I don't like that shit. Ew, get that shit away from me. I don't want that. um, so I was like, hey, do you still have my mom's ashes? And she's like, that's what you came here about? Girl, wow. Yeah, I think I still have them. And she looked in the closet and she pulled out the box and she was like, let me make sure this isn't my other lover's remains. I'm just joking. And it's crazy because I told people about that and they're like, oh, maybe she's just trying to break the ice. I'm like, that is completely inappropriate. Let me be motherfucking clear, bitch. Completely inappropriate. I don't give a fuck. Between that and people will defend her saying, oh, about my mom shitting herself, like, oh, maybe she was just really traumatized and she didn't think. I don't care. I do not care because let me do something that's out of, you know, that's immoral or wrong, and I will be called out on it. But if someone says some shit fucked up to me, oh well, you don't know what she's going through. No, y'all don't consider me. I am not considering y'all. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. You guys probably are like, what I do? Oh my god, I'm falling from a damn chair. You guys probably like, what I do? I ain't do nothing. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not taking it out on you. I'm just venting with my straight nails. I'm venting. Rawr. Bro, I'm a weirdo. I swear to God. Okay. But yeah. So I got my mom's ashes back. I think, like, when they say divine timing, I think that's what that was. Because I think she would have just gaslit me. And I was talking to her on the way back to where I was staying on the car ride because, like, it was like a 10-minute window. I requested the Uber. I talked to her a little bit. I got my mom's ashes. The Uber came, and then I left. And I was talking to her. She was just being fucking negative. And, she was like, oh, what do you do now? Where I'm like, oh, I do leasing. She's like, you going to get your real estate license? I said, no, I don't really want to do leasing like that. I want to do art. Well, why aren't you doing art? Well, it's kind of difficult to get into art and make money. And she was like, well, why would you go to school for something if that's not even what you're going to do? And it was some other stuff. I don't remember. It was multiple things. And then she kept saying, like, oh, she felt like a failure because my mom wanted to be scattered in the ocean and she didn't do that and whatever the hell. And I was like, I don't even know if that's true. I don't fucking care, bro. I mean, not to be disrespectful to my mom's wishes, if that was her wishes, but like, I really don't know. Literally, everyone fucking lies. I have no idea. What the hell is reality, right? This is literally just a simulation. I am in the goddamn gaslit matrix, bro. That's where I'm at. Gaslit matrix. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, but I think it was divine intervention because I think if I would have been there like longer, I probably would have just been more and more upset. Because even that phone call on the right back, I think it was about an hour, and that shit made me upset because it was just her gaslighting me and just saying all this stuff or like just being negative, like why you ain't do this, why you ain't do that. How the hell are you gonna say all this stuff? Where the hell were you? You weren't helping me doing anything. You weren't there for me. My mom died. With the god mom, isn't the god mom like, oh, if something happens to the parent, they're supposed to pick up and take care of you or something? That ain't happened. That ain't happened. She didn't take me in. But then I think my grandma also didn't want me to like live with someone that wasn't family, so I don't know. But I could have sworn it was also because she didn't. She said no, and then on top of that, my grandma was like, "No, I don't." Mm-mm. But like, besides that, she literally dropped off, you know? And she would ignore me and then she would say all this nasty stuff to me. And she knows it would make me upset, but she didn't care. But I got my mom's ashes back. I have an altar for her. I feel a lot of closure in regards to that. Yeah, I guess it's been 30 minutes. I'll end the video right here. What a ride! What a ride! So yeah, that's the story of how my mom died, and then she got turned to ash, and then I had to go on an adventure to get the ash, and now the ash is back. The ash is back, baby. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel so much better now. I'm real happy that I was able to be blessed enough to get her ashes back. It brought me a lot of closure. I know it's not the same because clearly it's Ash. It's not like I have the actual person there to communicate and vibe with or whatever. I feel like her spirit's around here somewhere. I think I had a dream once or twice where I truly do believe she visited me in my dream, but that's neither here nor there. So let me know what you thought of a dramatic ass story and all those cuss words. All those cuss words. So yeah, leave a comment of what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see what else happens. I think I'm gonna get some wiener schnitzel for dinner. I don't know. Alright, the video's over. Bye bye.